Ghana has been classified as moderate proficiency, ranks 4th in Africa, falling below South Africa, Kenya, and Nigeria in the just released 2022 English Proficiency Index. Since independence, English has been the official language for the Republic of Ghana. Now, in the just released 2022 English Proficiency Index, the country has been ranked 4th in Africa and 41st globally, falling below the levels of Russia, France, Cuba, and Spain. In Africa, South Africa placed first, with Kenya and Nigeria assuming 2nd and 3rd positions respectively. Now, the Education First English Proficiency Index, EFEPI, attempts to rank countries by the equity of English language skills amongst those adults who took the EF test. The 2022 edition was calculated using test data from 2.1 million test takers in 2021. 111 countries and territories appear in the 2022 edition of the index. Let's give you a look at the situation on the continental level in case of the first 20 African countries and their performance. Now, South Africa is first, Kenya is second, Nigeria is third, Ghana fourth, Uganda came fifth, Tunisia sixth, Tanzania is seventh, Ethiopia came eighth, Morocco ninth, Algeria 10th. It continues like that. So this is the these are the first 10 countries by rank in English proficiency. So Egypt came 11th, Mozambique came 12th, Sudan 13th, Cameroon 14th, Somalia 15th, Cote d'Ivoire 16th, Angola 17th, Rwanda 18th, Libya 19th, and the Democratic Republic of Congo came 20th. So these are the first 20 countries by rank in Africa in terms of English Proficiency Index. Well, as an English-speaking country, to what extent will English language skills affect anything we do as a people living in a global village? For instance, among many of the requirements students applying for scholarships need to satisfy is their proficiency in English language by taking the International English Language Testing System exams, IELTS. At 4th position in Africa and 41st globally, my students sign up for the IELTS. Joining me via phone is the member of Education Committee in Parliament, Nochu Koto, for more. I'm grateful to you for joining us, sir. 4th in Africa and 41st globally in English speaking. To boast or not to boast?
Thank you very much, Sam, and good afternoon to you. Let me say that the English language, as you all know, is our official language in the country, and every business is conducted in it. Many countries are coming up now with proficiency in the language, and Ghana cannot be left behind. Years ago, we used to be on top of all these skills that are used in judging the proficiency. But let us not forget that people or other countries are also doing very well now. And Ghana's 4th position does not come to me as a surprise. What we need to do now is to make sure that we up our game. We should not be playing 3rd position as it is now, because we have that flair for good English other than the other countries. But one major problem we are having now is the inability of our learners to read. The reading culture has reduced so much in the country that we are not doing well. So if we revive the interest that learners should have in reading, I am sure we can regain our 1st position. That is a major. And then the use of this mobile phone is also creating a problem. We are beginning to like pidgin English so much in the country now, which didn't used to be the case. So there's a need for us also to make sure that whilst we are speaking either broken English or pidgin English, we must not forget about the value of the English language itself that is used as a medium of instruction in our schools. So these are the few reasons why we are falling in that ranking scale.
Okay. And to what extent will our proficiency in this English language affect anything we do? And for that matter, should there be a cause for worry?
Yeah, there should be a cause for worry, although some are not happy that we are using the English language as the only medium of instruction for all our activities. Yes, not until we decide on any Ghanaian language that will be our official language. The English language will remain to be our official language. So, as I said earlier, there's a need for us to look at the structure of education. What do we want our learners to achieve in the proficiency of the English language? You know, recently in Parliament, there was a statement by Honorable Dahamabo that why should we, or as an English-speaking country, be forced to write proficiency in examination, the TOEFL in English language before we go to the foreign countries like the UK and USA to study, or even for work and stay permits. So we are looking at all those things and trying to make recommendations. But as I say, we should be worried about it. We should take the necessary steps that will make us develop reading culture and then make sure that as we read, as we understand the language, the more we are able to become more proficient in it.
But it's not an issue of the teaching of the subject itself.
As I said in my listening to, I said that there's the need to look at the methodology that our teachers are using now. Is it retrogressive in the teaching of the language, or is it affecting the proficiency level? If it is so, then what new methods do we adopt to make sure that the teaching of the English language becomes more interesting, so that the learners can develop more interest in reading and then working and speaking the language? Because if you don't speak well, it affects proficiency. If you don't write well, it affects proficiency. So those two things must be worked on so that we can do better than we have done.
All right, grateful to you for joining us, sir. So that's Peter Nochu Kotoe. He is a member of the Education Committee of Parliament.